today I'm doing the BookTuber Shoutouts tag, so let's do this. Hi everybody, it's Lydia here. So this tag was created by Trina over at Between Chapters, and I was tagged by Aoife at Fred Weezy Dies Laughing. And this tag pretty much everyone has done by now, so you probably know how it goes, but in case you don't, it's basically just a series of questions talking about your favourite booktubers and just spreading the awesomeness, wonderfulness that is booktube. Question number 1, who was the first booktuber you discovered and what was the video? And honestly I can't remember because it was quite a long time ago and I've followed so many booktubers since then that it's just like I can't remember all that, but I know that one of the first booktubers that I subscribed to was Ariel at Ariel Bissett. I just loved her bubbliness and awesomeness, and I honestly don't know which was the first video I watched, but I know I watched her book Sacrifices tag quite early on, and that was one of her earlier videos, so I think it was probably that or one of those. All the booktubers I mentioned in this tag will be linked in the description below, so go check them all out. But yeah, Ariel I think was one of the first I subscribed to. Question number 2, who is the most recent booktuber you subbed to? And again, I don't know. I very recently subbed to Shannon at Leading Lights because she is leading the TBR Takedown readathon at the moment, and she's awesome, and I loved her TBR Takedown video for that, and I was like, she's awesome booktuber, how have I not discovered her yet? So I subbed her very recently and I really recommend checking her out if you haven't. Question number 3, did any booktubers inspire you to start your own channel? And yes, probably for me the one who inspired me the most was Gillian at Bookish and Nerdy. She hasn't made many videos over the last couple of months, but she is one of my favourite booktubers. In particular, I love her book hauls. I'm always just constantly adding books to my TBR when I watch her videos because she just finds so many great books and I really love her. She's a great reviewer and I just really enjoy watching her videos, and I just really enjoyed them and I wanted to try a booktube for myself, so she was probably the one who inspired me the most. Question number 4, name a booktuber who has been subscribed to you since the beginning, aka one of your earliest subscribers, and I'm going to say Ashley at Faithfully Moonstruck. She subbed to me really early on and she was always commenting and tweeting me and stuff, and it was really great, and it's really kind of scary when you first start booktube and you're like, will anyone watch my videos? And she was always commenting and tweeting at me and it was just really lovely, and she makes great booktube videos. She's a really great reviewer. I always feel like when I watch her reviews I just learn so much about the book, and I can tell instantly whether it's going to be a book that I am going to enjoy, and I really recommend checking out her channel because she's a really great booktuber and she needs more recognition. Question number 5, name a booktuber who you've subbed to since their beginning. And honestly, I couldn't think of anyone for this because a lot of the time I tend to sub to people when either they comment on my videos or I hear them mentioned in other people's videos, or I just hear about them around the booktube world, and by that point they've already started, so I've never like been there right at the very beginning, and I don't know anyone like in real life who's suddenly thought, oh, I should join booktube. I really should know more people in real life who have done that, but I don't, so I have never been in there right at the beginning. But I do know that when I first started, Sabrina at Sabrina Everywhere was starting booktube around the same time, so I'm going to say her again. She has some really great reviews, she's a really great booktuber and I recommend checking her out. Question number 6, name a booktuber whose creativity you love, and I'm going to say Priscilla at The Readables. Again, she hasn't made a video in a few months, but I was looking through like my favourites video when I was finding booktubers for this and stuff, and I realised that I have quite a few of her like crafty tutorials favorited. She's done like the origami stars tutorial, which I think quite a lot of people have seen, and I've always struggled with those. I don't know why, but I really struggle making those things, and her video is really great for that. But she also just does really like funky looking thumbnails, and her channel just looks really colourful when you look at it, so I really recommend checking her out if you like really creative booktube. Question number 7, name a booktuber whose positivity you love, and I am going to say Adriana at Island of Books. I have literally only just subscribed to her in the past week, and I saw her TBR Invasion video, which is a readathon that she created with some other booktubers, and instantly I was just like, this girl is so funky, like seriously, she's just so funny and positive and happy, and I was like, why am I not subscribed to her yet? And I was really sad that I'd missed her readathon because she made it sound really exciting. So go check her out because she's just really fun and her video really made me smile. Question number 8, name a booktuber whose honesty you admire, and I'm going to say Marina's over at My Name Is Marina's. I'm saying her because she is just so brutally honest with her reviews and it's so refreshing. We share quite a lot of similar opinions about books, and particularly there are quite a lot of more well-known books, more popular books that I don't necessarily like, and we share quite a lot of opinions, shared opinions with those books, and I like watching her videos and just hearing what I want to say. She just does really great reviews. Like, she is probably my favourite reviewer on BookTube because she does such detailed and honest reviews. They're really great and I really recommend subbing to her if you haven't already. Question number 9, name a booktuber who always makes you laugh, and I'm going to say Bronwyn and a little bit of Twaddle. She I've watched a few of her videos and I always enjoy them, but she did a video recently which was a book haul and it was hilarious. Just like, she's just one of those booktubers who just is really comfortable in front of the camera and everything, and it was really amusing and I really enjoyed it. So I really recommend checking out her channel. She needs more recognition because she's an awesome booktuber and I really enjoy watching her videos, not just from like a I love all these books point of view, but just from she's just a really entertaining booktuber. So yeah, go sub to her. Question number 10, name a super friendly booktuber, and I'm gonna say Tiffany at The Crafty Home. She is just lovely. She is seriously one of the nicest people on BookTube, and there are super awesome uber nice people on BookTube. She is so kind and sweet and lovely, and yeah, she's just a really nice person. Go sub to her, guys. She's really nice. Question number 11, name a booktuber who always makes you add books to your TBR, and I am going to say Lainey at Ginger Reads Lainey. Again, whenever I watch her book hauls, like Gillian at Bookish and Nerdy, she was one of the first booktubers I watched, and I was always adding books to my TBR, and in particular she introduced me to The Invasion of the Tearling, which I fell in love with. I know she wasn't totally sold about it, but I really love that series and I wouldn't have found it without her going on about it last summer. So I really love the books that she talks about on her TBR, and she often talks about books that I probably wouldn't normally read, like I probably wouldn't normally look at them in a bookshop and think, oh yes, that's a book I want to read, but then I hear her talking about it and think, oh yeah, okay, maybe I actually should give that a chance. So I'm always adding stuff to my TBR from her videos. Question number 12, name a booktuber who has similar tastes in books as you, and I'm going to say Hannah over at Storynut. She hasn't made a video for a few months, but she and I we have very similar tastes. She again is a big Shakespeare nerd like me, so that was great because there aren't many people who like Shakespeare on BookTube, or at least I don't hear about them very often. So it was really nice. Like, she's just, I love watching her videos. She's really intelligent. She's so much more eloquent than I am at putting things, well, that was eloquent. And also she's introduced me to some of my favourite graphic novels, so I have so much to thank her for, and yeah, we just have a lot of similar interests. And she hasn't made a video for a few months, as I say, but go back and watch her old videos because they're really awesome and I really recommend checking her out. Question number 13, name a booktuber who has different tastes in books but who you still love, and I'm going to say Sarah Jane at The Book Life. She just makes really well produced videos. Like, I always want to watch her videos because they're just so gorgeous and awesome, and she's just really passionate about books as well. I really love that, and because she's a writer as well, like, I'm not really a writer, I'm not good at writing, I don't have an aspiration to be a writer, but just I'll enjoy watching her videos talking about writing because it's just interesting. She just makes some really great videos, and even though, as I say, we don't really share very many similar tastes in books, I still do enjoy watching her videos quite a lot. Question number 14, name a booktuber who impresses you with the number of books they read, and I have to say Sylvia at Wish Fulfillment. She seriously reads so many books. She does these wrap-up videos of all the books she's read from the start of the year, and I think she's on, well, she's well over 100 and it's only July, and I don't understand how she's read so many books. It's amazing. I'm just totally in awe, and seriously, she is just a really good booktuber. Like, I really enjoy her videos and she is seriously nice. She does these amazing favourites videos at the end of every month where she talks about booktube videos that she's absolutely loved, and it's a really great way to find out about other booktubers, and it's just a great example of how supportive this community is, and she's just a really awesome booktuber. Go sub to her if you haven't already, because she is seriously nice, and wow, the girl reads a lot. It's amazing. Question number 16, give a shout out to someone with less than 500 subs, more than 10,000 subs, and somewhere in between. And I'm going to give a shout out to Amy at Amy C Books, who is seriously one of the most bubbly people I've ever known. She's amazing. She does these incredibly happy videos, and I love watching her videos because I just sit there smiling. She's just a really great booktuber. Go check her out. She's so enthusiastic. It's amazing. I'm also going to mention Ashley at Climb the Stacks, who is a great booktuber. Most people already know her for valid reasons. She is a great reviewer and she just finds so many books that I've never heard of. I'm always adding books to my TBR when I watch her videos. And finally, I'm going to mention Rebecca at Why Mermaids. She is a really enthusiastic booktuber, and I always find myself gripped when I watch her videos. She just really knows how to hold your attention, and I think she's a great reviewer and a great booktuber, so go check her out. So that is it for the BookTube Shoutouts tag. I have said go check them out, sub to them. I really recommend them so many times that I have to end this video, but just before I go, I just want to say how much I love the BookTube community in general. It's such a supportive community. I've been making BookTube videos now for close to a year, and I really love being part of this community. Everyone is so nice. I really wish I could have mentioned every single person in this video, because seriously, you're all amazing, and just BookTube is just an awesome place. We seriously just rule. But anyway, that is it for me today. I will see you again soon, but until then, bye!